Today I want to talk about box plots. Box plots are another way to categorize data, and I want to talk about how to create a box plot and what are the different parts and the different components of a box plot, and also what can or can't you determine about box plots. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this problem here. The owner of a restaurant wants to find out more about where his patrons are coming from. One day he decided to gather data about the distance in miles that people commuted to get to his restaurant. People reported the following distances traveled. So, this is our data. Of course, whenever you get data, the thing that you should do at first is, of course, put it in order from least to greatest. Okay? So, let's just think for now what this is saying. So these are the people who reported the travel distances. So each of these are a travel distance, of course. Right? So if I want to ask how many people did he ask, I could just simply count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So there were 17 people asked. Okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and first find our first data point, which is going to be the minimum. So our minimum number in this case is of course going to be 1. We're also going to figure out our maximum number. So our maximum number in this case is 22. Okay, now one of the most important things is going to be our median. Our median. So I know that there's 17 people. Okay, if I find the closest split, the closest even number, in my case that'll be 16. So that's going to be 8 times 2. So I'm going to count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this middle number is the 9th number. So I should have 8 on the other side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So perfect. This is my median. It's exactly in the middle. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is my median is going to be equal to 6. Now, I need to find my first quartile and my third quartile. Technically, the median is my quartile 2. They don't call it that, but you could think about it like that. Okay? So, in order to figure that out, what we have to do is kind of take 6 out of here. And we're going to find the middle of these bottom numbers. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So I need to figure out the middle. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the middle is going to be right here. Okay? So in between 2 and 3, 2 plus 3 is 5. And then there's 2 numbers. So if I divide by 2, I get the average. So if I divide 5 by 2, I get 2.5. So quartile 1 is going to be equal to 2.5. Okay? Same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the middle here. So I need to add 11 plus 14. I get 25. So now 25 divided by 2 is going to give me 12.5. So quartile 3 is going to be equal to 12.5. Okay? So, and of course over here is going to be our max. And of course over here is going to be our min. And this is our median. Okay? Now, those are the most important things that you're going to need in order to construct a box plot. So it's going to be 12.5. Okay? Now, all I'm going to simply do is create a number line and make sure that I have, alright, that's not really a line, but alright, and make sure that I have all of my data points in there. So I'm going to start at 0, and I'm just going to go ahead and go by 2s. So this will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and let's just go one more, 24. Okay? So now I'm just going to put all of the important information. My minimum is here, so I have 1 dot. My maximum is 22, so I have another dot over here. These are going to be my endpoints. Now, I'm going to go ahead and find the median. The median is 6, so that's going to be right here. I'm going to just draw a line. Then I'm going to do my third quartile, which is about 12.5. So 13 is here, so about 12.5 will be somewhere here. and then for my quartile 1, I got 2.5. So 3 is here in the middle. So if I just go in the middle of the middle, I'll be right there. Okay. All right, so we got this right here. We connect, and then you have your box plot. All right, so as you can see, it's always going to have a point and then these 3 slashes and then another point. Now, what you have to understand is that these are separated into sections. So this right here is going to be the first 25% of the data. Okay, going from the minimum to the first quartile represents 25% of the data. Now, going from the minimum to the median over here, this is going to represent 50% of the data. If I go from here all the way to the third quartile, this is going to represent 75% of the data. And of course, 100% of the data is going to be the entire span. Okay, so how could I describe the spread of this data? Clearly, we can see there's a number that's way far out than anything else. This is going to be your outlier. Okay, a number that is really, really far away from the set of data. Okay, so if we take our third quartile minus our first quartile, we're going to get what's called an inner quartile range, IQR. So in order to calculate that, our IQR is going to be equal to 12.5 minus 2.5. Right, so if you take 12.5 and then you subtract 2.5, you get a value of 10. So the inner quartile range here is going to be equal to 10, and of course if we have our units, that's going to be 10 miles. That's going to be the inner quartile range. Okay, so let's make believe that I'm just looking at this box plot. No data at all whatsoever, just a box plot. What can I know? Well, I can know the minimum, I can know the maximum, I can know the median. Can I figure out the mode? Well, no. If I'm looking at just the graph, I cannot figure out the mode. Now, of course, if I look over here at the data set, I'll be able to figure that out. But I can't figure out the mode just looking at this. Can I figure out the range? I absolutely can. It's already marked here that this is the maximum, and it's marked here that this is the minimum. Okay, so I could, of course, figure out the range. Can I figure out the mean just by looking at this? Well, no, I can't figure out the mean because, once again, I do not have the numbers. Okay, all right, so that's just some things to look out for, what you can find and what you can't find with a box and whisker plot. Now, I gave you an odd amount of data. Now, let's see what you do with an even amount of data. So, we're going to go ahead and look at example 2. Like I said, I don't want to waste any time, so I already went ahead and put these in order from least to greatest. So, let's go ahead and construct what we need. First of all, we're going to need to know the minimum. We're going to need to know the maximum. So let's go ahead and take care of that right now. The minimum is 1, and the maximum is 22. So minimum is 1, and maximum is 22. Now, we are going to find our median, which is, of course, the middle number. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 18 here. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9 on that side, 9 on this side. This right here, what's in the middle, this is going to be the median. Okay, and the median is going to be 6 plus 7, which is going to be equal to 13, divided by 2, which is going to be 6.5. All right, so that would be our median. Now, the median is not included in these numbers, so I could go ahead and count these in order to find our quartiles. So let me go ahead and do quartile 1. I'm going to go from 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. The middle number is the fifth number. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. This is my first quartile. So this is Q1. Of course, this is the minimum. This is going to be maximum. So Q1 is going to be equal to 3 in this example. Now Q3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, of course. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be the fifth one, 4 on the other side, just so I could double check. So quartile 3 is going to be equal to 13. All right. Now, let's calculate our inner quartile range, and we do that by taking quartile 3 and subtracting it by quartile 1. So my inner quartile range is going to be equal to 11 minus 3, so IQR is equal to 8. Okay, so my inner quartile range is going to be equal to 8. Alright, so now let's go ahead and draw this thing. I'm going to do the same scale as I did from before. So I'm going to start at 0, and bear with me, 2, 4, you could of course skip this, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and then 22, and then 24. Okay, so our minimum, once again, is right here. That gets a dot. Our maximum is right here. That gets a dot. The medium is going to be 6.5, so 6 is here, 7 is here. So 6.5 is going to be somewhere around here. So I'm just going to draw a line. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. This is going to be 3 for quartile 1, which is right here in the middle. So I'm just going to draw another line right here. And then lastly, we have quartile 3, which is going to be 11 right here. Excellent. Okay, so let me connect one line, connect, and then I draw my box. If this will work. There we go. So now we have our box plot. Okay, so just by looking at the data, I could tell the range. I could tell the inner quartile range. I could tell you the median. I could tell you the maximum. I could tell you the minimum. I could even tell you the inner quartile range here. But what I can't tell you is how many data points I have. If I'm just looking at the graph, I can't tell you that. I could tell you that going from here to here is going to be representative of 50% of the data. And then going from here to here represents another 50% of the data. So once again, just think about these as quarters. These are called quartiles. So they each represent quarters, which is essentially 25%. That's it.